Hey YouTube, Vinny here for another cap of the week, and this week we're going to look at the infamous orange Houston Astros cap. And now this is the cap that was worn by the team from 1971 through 1982. Now if this cap looks familiar today, it's because the team has brought back this retro logo as their permanent logo after they moved to the American League in 2013. So I believe they have this as an alternate cap. But this is the original cap. Most likely this is from the 1980s. This is, so 80, 81, 82. This is a new era product. And this is the cap that they wore also with their infamous Tequila Sunrise uniforms, which probably, you know, blinded some people with all the shades of bright colors. But anyway, let's get into it. So this cap, it might look like a wool cap from far away, but it's actually a nylon cap. This is an old nylon cap on the front, and I guess the bill too. So this is very similar to the cap that I made, if you've ever seen before, the Montreal Expos cap. I'm not sure if you're able to see through, but this is a nylon material, so it's a little bit easier to wear. You know, sweat usually goes through it rather than stays on it, so it's pretty comfortable to wear. I'm speaking actually about the nylon caps that I do wear. So this is a cap that I have not worn yet, the Houston Astros cap, but you'll see, you know, you have the block H over the Navy star, and this is pretty much, this is their logo through 1993, and then they went through a couple branding changes until they went back to old. So it looks like all the teams are going back to their old logos, you know, especially when you think of the Baltimore Orioles. But anyway, we flipped the cap, and it's a Kelly green underbrim, which the team did wear in the 70s and 80s. And then we take a look. If you notice, the difference between, you know, today's 5950s and yesteryears was, you know, the lack of branding. You know, these were really just made for the players, not necessarily for mass marketed. But we take a look. It's got the old new era tags from the 80s, you know, pre-1985. We also see the MLB official licensee logo there and the size 7. So most likely this would place the cap anywhere from 1980 to 1982. So this cap, you know, personifies the era of Houston Astros baseball, categorized as almost. You know, they came so close in 1980. Unfortunately, J.R. Richard, career-ending stroke, and came very close to being the Phillies in the 1980 NLCS. You know, covers Nolan Ryan's early years with the team. You know, you have Jose Cruz, you had Larry Dierker, you had the late Don Wilson. So you had a lot of great players who wore this cap. So after 1979, the team went to the more familiar all black with orange star Houston cap that they wore on the road from 80 to 82. This was the home cap at that time, and then they switched to that cap pretty much throughout until 1993. So it's a great sign to see the old cap back, and you know, hopefully now that the Houston Astros, I can't believe they're still in the American League, but it is great to see that old logo back, and the team is doing really well this year. So let's see, maybe, you never know, maybe in a couple months you'll see this cap being worn in the World Series. Anyway, for Cap of the Week, see you.